Imagine an expanse of dense, hostile wilderness covering 5.5 million square kilometers. Previous explorers had navigated segments of the Amazon by boat or helicopter, but walking the entire basin start to finish was a feat that did not exist in the record books. The lack of trails and the presence of apex predators made a complete foot crossing a logistical nightmare that no one had ever successfully finished. Ed Stafford, a former British Army officer and survival specialist, set out to change that in 2008. His mission was simple but grueling: start at the source of the Amazon in the Peruvian Andes and walk until he reached the Atlantic Ocean in Brazil. To understand this hostile terrain, we look back 100 million years. Tectonic plates forced the Andes upward, shifting geography. These mountains acted as a barrier, trapping ocean moisture and triggering non-stop rainfall. This runoff merged into the central Amazon River. Stafford was stepping into a geographically isolated fortress. The very mountains that birthed the river also created a self-contained weather system designed to repel human intrusion. The jungle's defenses worked quickly. Within the first few days, Stafford's cameraman and local guide were forced to abandon the mission due to severe illness. Stafford was left to face the basin alone. Moving forward meant hacking through a wall of vines and thorns with a machete. Even with constant effort, Stafford often made only 1 or 2 kilometers of progress a day. This diagram illustrates the jungle's primary engine, rain recycling. Trees release massive amounts of moisture, forming thick clouds directly above. This moisture falls back as relentless rain, trapped by the dense canopy, keeping the sunless forest floor in a state of permanent liquid mud. This environment neutralized Stafford's technological advantages.
His solar panels were useless under the thick cover, leaving him unable to charge the satellite phone he needed for emergency contact. The jungle uses environmental suppression to defeat intruders. It is a world of total darkness and humidity that drains human energy through sheer attrition. This foggy landscape is where sensory disorientation begins. Every direction looks identical, and the psychological weight of isolation is compounded by lethal wildlife. The vivid red of this poison dart frog serves as a functional advertisement for its toxicity. Its skin contains a layer of neurotoxins so potent that a single touch can shut down a human heart in a matter of minutes. This is the bullet ant. Its sting triggers a wave of pain comparable to a gunshot wound, an agony that can persist for 24 hours. Indigenous tribes use these ants in gloves as a test of endurance, forcing themselves to withstand hundreds of stings at once. Beneath the surface of the river, the green anaconda waits. This apex predator uses its massive muscle mass to constrict prey, tightening its grip with every breath the victim takes until the struggle ends. By the time Stafford reached Brazil, he was physically rotting and mentally broken. His survival turned on a chance encounter with Gadiel Sanchez Rivera, a local who understood the jungle's biological rules and taught Stafford how to hunt and forage. Stafford realized that the Amazon cannot be conquered through force. Survival requires a total adaptation to an ecosystem that has spent millions of years perfecting its lethal defenses. On day 860, the dense green wall finally opened up. This satellite image shows the Amazon Delta, where Stafford reached the Atlantic Ocean, becoming the first person to finish the entire journey on foot. This data visualization breaks down global oxygen production. While the Amazon produces 20% of the world's supply, its own massive biomass is so active that it consumes nearly all of that oxygen itself. It is a self-sustaining, closed loop. The Amazon's true global value is its role as a climate regulator. The basin sits atop a massive geological vault containing gold, bauxite, and rare earth minerals, treasures that have remained protected by the very terrain Stafford struggled to navigate. This open-pit mining site shows the destruction required to reach those minerals. Stripping these areas of forest permanently halts the rain recycling engine, causing a local collapse of the moisture cycle that keeps the entire basin alive. The contrast here is stark. On one side is a standing, ancient ecosystem, on the other, a charred wasteland. As these scars expand, they threaten the stability of the global climate system.
Ed Stafford's 860-day journey reveals the Amazon as a fiercely protective, perfectly calibrated machine. His survival proves that this is not a wilderness to be exploited, but a critical planetary asset that must remain untouched.